So ready for a start here at the Telstra Dome. It's Collingwood in 7th spot with a 3-win, 2-loss record. Sydney in 9th with 2 wins and 3 losses. And in the first ruck, it is Ball, who was fantastic last week against McKee. First possession goes to Kirk, who handballs into space. Gathered by Burns to Buckley. Doesn't manage to break the tackle, but unloads the handball to Clement. Back to Burns, got run down and caught, and it's a free kick to Sydney for throwing the ball.
And I think umpire Sheehan got it right.
And he was into the action early. Matthews to Maxfield, who kicked a magnificent goal to help Sydney win it last week, but Prestigiacomo in the way for the Magpies, who are able to transfer it comfortably. And Williams on either side. Paul running hot for the Swans, and his kick not flash. And it's comfortable for Leo Barry on the wing, dock side of the ground, and working it inside to Jude Bolton.
Early stages, Tim, but Hall at centre-half forward. Goods back at full forward.
And a chorus of boos for Nick Davis's first kick.
3 former Magpies in the Sydney team, of course. Davis, and we also have Williams and also Shawball. So plenty of Magpie flavour in the Swans lineup.
Shawball playing at centre-half back on Anthony Rocker.
Cloak to the wing. Buckley couldn't hang on to it, but did well enough to get it to Batheris, who pumps it inside 50. Getting to the front is Tarrant. No free kick. Woden got the handball away to O'Brien. Good hard tackling by Sydney at the moment. There's Batheris again. Tarrant, but again the umpires ping Collingwood for a throw.
Here it is. Thanks, Shane.
Coming back to Ty Camelli, I think.
Yes, and Chris Tarrant in picture. I think his opponent is Saddington.
In fact, it's Bolton with the free kick, and boy, has he recovered.
Well, he got knocked out last week up there in that Anzac Day game.
So Craig Bolton has possession. He gives it to Paul Williams.
Placing the kick and not placing it well. In fact, delivering it straight to Batheris, whose kick is delightful. Andy Williams again, and he has a man loose in the 50. Woden. Only 30 metres out. Just about directly in front. And a chance for the first goal of the match.
Well, it was good switch of play. They took the ball from one half forward flank into the middle corridor and then out to the other forward pocket. And this man in picture, Woden, started on the wing and he just pushed into that forward 50. He read the play. He could see what was unfolding, and he ended up taking that mark 10 metres clear of an opponent.
The latest of Collingwood's Foreign Legion. Coming from Melbourne rather than Sydney, stabbing left footer. Goal umpire moves west. It's a bad miss. First score, a disappointing result for Collingwood.
Have you seen Woden's first? welcome back to the Telstra Dome. Our humblest of apologies. We've had a massive loss of power here at the Dome, but we're back in action now as Darren Creswell unloads from 50 metres. And I think it's just touched on the line, or is it a goal? It's a goal to the Sydney Swans. And Darren Creswell gets Sydney second. They're 2 straight goals. The Magpies are 1-1-7. We've been going 10 minutes in this first quarter. As I said, we had a massive loss of power here at the Telstra Dome.
This ball's coming back, Stephen. In fact, I think they thought it was out of bounds when Barry Hall took the ball. Now, that was a couple of passages of play before the ball got into the forward line to Creswell. Barry Hall took it near the boundary line. I thought he stayed inside, but the boundary umpire was there, and he finally got the field umpire's notice.
It's stiff for the Swans. The goal was home and hosed, it seemed. Burns receives from Clement. Sloppy old kick into the middle. Crouch does well and sets up goods. Swans still dangerous. O'Loughlin started well. Does beautifully. Maxfield can balance on the preferred side, and he has rammed it home. And the Swans kick the goal.
Well, once again, we'd like to apologise. We've had a massive loss of power here at the Telstra Dome. And this was an incident just before where Sydney went on to kick a goal, but Barry Hall had stepped over the line. But we've had a massive loss of power. We can tell you now we've been going 11 minutes into the first quarter. It's Sydney 2 straight goals. The goals have gone to Fosdyke from a set shot and Stuart Maxfield that just kicked the goal then, while Collingwood are 1-1-7. And their goal was kicked by Jared Malloy. A nice snap almost on the boundary line. So, as I said, once again, we've had a massive loss of power here at the Telstra Dome, but we're back in action. And as I said, we've been going 11 and a half minutes in this first quarter. It's the Swans leading by 5 points as once again they go into attack. Paul Williams unloads with a monster goal. The Swans get their third. Well, they've done most of the attacking early, Robert Walls, and they're looking very switched on, Sydney.
Well, they're getting the ball out of the centre breaks, and we see Williams there on the burst. Paul Lucuria is playing on Williams, and once he gets that ball, he is so quick. He backs himself, and he took the ball as far as he possibly could because he's a thumping long kick, and he made no mistake there. And at the moment, in the midfield, you've got players like Williams and Maxfield and Creswell getting plenty of the ball. Already, a little bit of panic in the Collingwood camp. We see Josh Fraser coming in as a forward to do the ruck work with McKee, spare man in defence.
Collingwood kicked the first. The Swans have kicked 3 on the trot.
Let him up.
Secondary
Down,
bounce
down.
here.
Easy. Fair tackle.
And it's not a bad idea by Mick Malthouse. 3 quick goals, you've got to act. You can't let 3 go into 4, go into 5. So he's just shored up his defence. Have a look at the number of players around that umpire. No wonder they get crashed into.
Corin Rowe and Sean Ryan with the veteran Brian Sheehan tonight. And it's a Collingwood free kick. And the fans reckon they were due one.
Free kicks 4-2 at the moment in favour of Sydney. Has taken the mark at half forward is Cloak. Now he decides to square it up to centre half forward. His target's Malloy. Lucuria, the little dish to Buckley, to Fraser, 48 metres out. Blazes away, but misses badly, and in the end hits the behind post on the full. So it's a free kick to Sydney in the back pocket. Leading stat getters so far, Malloy 5, Betheris, Burns, Clement, Buckley 4 each for Collingwood. Creswell 6, Maxfield and Williams 4 apiece for Sydney. As ball marks on the City side of the ground, wing position, plays on to half forward. Beautiful pass, hits Hall on the chest. He wastes no time. Once again, Sydney inside 50, O'Loughlin.
Gee, it's a great passage of play from the full back line out to the back flank to the big ruckman ball. And it was a good kick. And Barry Hall is acknowledging the kick from ball. And then we'll see it here. Hard and low makes it really easy for Barry. He plays on. And again, it's a good finish to get the ball across to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin playing on Loney.
So Michael O'Loughlin, who found a bit of touch last week, has had an injury-interrupted pre-season. Made the 2 games for the 3 goals. He's directly in front, kicking from about 47 metres out. Good-looking kick, and the Swans have got their 4th. So 4 straight goals, 24. It's the Swans off to a flyer. Collingwood in a spot to bother Robert Walls at 1-1-7.
Well, they are. They got the first goal through Malloy, and since then, well, it's just been bang, 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 Sydney. And they've done it really, well, just with good play-on football and accurate foot passing to leading forwards. And a wonderful finish there from Michael O'Loughlin. And again, extra players shored up in the Collingwood defence. Nick Davis in picture. He's starting in the goal square at full forward for Sydney, and Clement his opponent.
Swans by 17 points. Perfect bounce from Sean Ryan. Bouncing been brilliant this weekend so far in the matches I've seen. Woden sprays it wide. Barry has it covered. Thinks about coming back in and has the confidence to do it. Good smother by Holland on Shauble's kick. Swans cool under pressure. Ball, little haphazard in the delivery. They really are hitting the ball hard though. Matthews receives from Williams. Sets up O'Loughlin, one out. Well played by Loney. Swans arriving in numbers again. Loney will have to be good. Matthews is everywhere. Mown down by Woden. And Collingwood away, but not for long. Loney's kick straight to Maxfield, and the Swans will rebuild.
And they really are running in numbers at the moment, Sydney. Maxfield's got it on the wing.
Sydney keeping their midfielders out of the forward line, just trying to create a bit of space for Hall and Goods and Davis.
Matthews to Hall once again. The pass is perfect.
And Goods is screaming out, get it long. Look, Barry Hall could kick this goal. He's a long way out, but he's capable of kicking it. And I think he should go for it. He should go for it, and Goods just set himself for the big fly.
Hall goes to the tip of the goal square. His target is Goods. Got both hands on it, couldn't hang on to it. Now a little bit of soccer, very clever. But it's snagged for the Magpies just in the nick of time by Licuria. Boy, they under the pump at the moment, Collingwood. Licuria on the left, goes long, but it's all Sydney. Schauble couldn't hang on to it, but managed to win the football now to Matthews. And here come the Swans again, Saddington to Fosdyke on the left into the pocket. O'Loughlin can't hang on to it. Play on, says the umpire. Buckley's down there in the back pocket at the moment. He's tackled high by Kirk, but the umpire says, I'll ball it up.
And Brett Kirk, number 31 for Sydney, he's the tag on Nathan Buckley. Buckley in picture, averaging 21 kicks a game and 9 handballs. Now, that's a lot of ball, 30 possessions a game.
And Rob, the much vaunted Collingwood midfield being chopped up early. Matthews, Creswell, Maxfield and Williams have had 23 disposals between them in the opening half of the first quarter. Swans attacking hard again. Clement, nowhere to go. Fosdyke takes it over the line. It's clear of the 50. Swans by 17 points.
What we might see here, Tim, is Barry Hall do the ruck work. Now, Barry Hall, as a key forward, is a very good ruckman.
Plenty of coaching from the umpires, and now a free kick. And it goes Collingwood's way. Didn't see for what. Holland back into the jaws where Prestigiacomo has the 50 to himself and decides to have a rare bounce. Not an act he executes frequently on the field. Tarrant's had to come a long way from home. In fact, he's on the other side of the centre. That's a soaring kick for Rocker. Sets him up beautifully. What a lovely kick. Malloy, who kicked the first goal of the game, tries a bit of Dacos.
He does.
Don't give up the day job, Jared.
And in picture there on far left, Andrew Ireland, who is football director with Sydney, formerly the CEO of Brisbane Lions.
Craig Bolton in the back pocket. Gives it to Kennelly, who backs himself. Got run down. Umpire said play on. Now Bolton's in trouble. He lost it also. Still no free kick. Umpire Sheen's right on the spot. The ball's now in dispute. Tarrant grabs it. Tackled by Fosdyke. Spills to Saddington. Now it's Sydney's turn under the pump. And Saddington's kick is very, very clever. Finds the boundary line for a throw in.
And found the line at the feet of Michael O'Loughlin, who is off and being walked around the boundary.
And that's why, perhaps, maybe a little corky. Throw in. Ball got the tap. Fraser attacks it. There's Williams. Now Licuria to O'Brien. Tarrant's one out with Saddington. They're wrestling off the ball. Almost Tarrant. He's tackled and tackled very hard and high. And that's got to be a Collingwood free kick.
Well, that was a crude tackle by Shawble. There was no need for that. Good play by Saddington to push back on Tarrant. And that is, well, it wasn't Shawble who put the tackle on. I think it might have been Leo Barry. And, gee, costly. No need for that. He just had to put the arms around the waist, wrap him up, not go over the neck. And he deserves this free kick.
Boy, the Maggies need this one. Tarrant should goal from here. And he slots it through for Collingwood second.
Well, Chris Tarrant in picture. He's played mainly at full forward in this first quarter. You can see Saddington coming back, putting a bit of body pressure on Tarrant to make sure he couldn't mark. And then the crazy free kick cost Sydney a goal.
Saddington did well, didn't he? And
He did.
under a strict interpretation, might have won a free himself.
And we can see Paul Kelly, the runner for Sydney, captain for so many years. And there's Didak in picture. His opponent, Jared Crouch. Crouch will stay by his side all night.
Kelly sharing the duties with another former Swan and Demon, Stephen Tingate. McKee wins out of the middle, and the Magpies are counter-attacking now. Poor old bounce for Collingwood. Tarrant still arrives first. Lost it to Fosdyke. Well tackled. Collingwood lifting here, and Buckley wins a free. Boy, didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah, super tackle though, Tim.
Still, it did seem to defy the prior opportunity interpretation. Buckley's ball, 75 out.
He's held onto it a long while.
Collingwood are prepared to be patient. Licuria now still too far out. Magpies looking for one to get back within a kick. Former Swan, two-time Collingwood best and fairest. Goes long to the talls. Malloy climbed and might have used his hands. He's not happy. It's the Swans' ball in the last line. 5 minutes left in the quarter and telling minutes here to determine the honours in this opening term. Here's Jared Malloy.
Yeah.
The launch.
Ambitious.
It was. He still didn't get very high.
Don't tell him that.
24 plays 14. But a very eventful first quarter here at the Telstra Dome. As Matthews goes to half-back and a spectacular mark taken by Goods. He's off and running, wobbles one to half forward and fortunately falls in the arms of Barry Hall. No doubt about that mark. Collingwood fans don't like it. Oh, and the lead's on. Good hard running by Goods. That is excellent hard work from Adam Goods. And he will now line up for goal. 45 angle, 45 out.
It was excellent play by Goods. He took the spectacular mark on the half-back flank, got the ball forward to Barry Hall, and then he just pushed himself forward, willed himself forward at least 100 metres. And his opponent, Jason Cloak, just didn't go with him, just couldn't close him down. And that's just good creative running.
So it's the Swans by 10 points. Adam Goods, this is certainly kickable. The former rising star of 1999. Lines up, and he's missed, and missed badly to the left. Just sneaked home for one behind.
O'Loughlin's still off. The Swans have just interchanged their ruckman too. Ball coming off, and the 18-year-old Mickeljohn, who debuted last week, very mature-looking 18-year-old, is into the fray. Clement receiving from Loney. Collingwood with some magnificent kicks to the ball in that back half. Burns has just come back for O'Brien. Not really in the game in the early part. Shane O'Brien. Now Licuria. Swan zoning well. Collingwood have to chip it around short.
The last thing they want to do, Tim, is kick it long to a contest. They just want to maintain possession. Just give Sydney every chance to get numbers back, though.
What's that? 5 or 6 disposals, and they're still at the 50. Now Buckley provides the option on the wing, and Collingwood can try and mount something. Trailing by 11 points.
Tarrant pushed up to centre half forward. Anthony Rocker gone back to full forward, making a big lead now.
Old-fashioned chipping football. Buckley up towards the flank. Shawble just missed his target, but Bolton can keep it in. Craig Bolton, that is. Now Kirk And it's all the Swans. Matthews again having a huge opening quarter. Big bad bustling. Well done, Prestigiacomo, both in the air and on the ground. And a canny little kick, and he put a perfect bounce on it for Buckley. No result in the end, but a good save by the staunch Collingwood defender.
It was a good result for Collingwood. Buckley had 4 Swans around him, and he was still disappointed he didn't get the football. Such as the high standards he sets. McKee started a lift in the ruck. He got towed up in the first few minutes, but fought back well in the second half of this quarter. On the bottom of the pack there is Mickeljohn. And we'll have a ball up on centre wing, Dockland side.
Interesting team, Collingwood. As far as ruck hit-outs go, they're way down the bottom. But their clearances from these sort of contests, they're one of the best teams in the AFL. So even though they don't get many hit-outs, they take it away from the contest.
Buckley. Free kick for a hold, or a leg, says the umpire. So free kick to Nathan Buckley. Still plenty of time to score in this quarter. The kick was ambitious, but it's come off. Cloak sidesteps Goods. Now he pumps it long. He got dealt with after the kick, and that is a free kick downfield.
No, Stewie, it was late. It was late and unnecessary.
Stewie Maxfield.
Late and unnecessary. Jared.
It was late. It was also milked, I think it's fair to say, but it was late, and the decision's correct.
Well, this man with the ball can take advantage, and it'll be important for Collingwood to fight back after those quick goals by Sydney. They can go in just about square at quarter time. It'll be a good result for the Pies if he can nail this.
Tarrant for his second. Not to be.
Tarrant and Rocker shared the goal kicking honours for Collingwood last year with 38 each, and they're currently level pegging again at 11 apiece. Top of the Collingwood goal kicking tally this season. Now Kennelly, and what a responsibility for a youngster from another football culture.
Yeah, I think he went over the line.
Yeah, dear.
He may not get that responsibility again for the rest of the night.
It's outside the line. It's got to be behind the line.
And umpire Sheehan is spot on again. You can see that the grounded foot is over the line, so obviously the kicking foot is well over, and that's the right call. It's a bad mistake because it just puts the ball in a dangerous spot for the Pies.
Brian Sheehan eyes like a hawk after 349 and a bit games, and it's a goal to Betheris. Kennelly doubling his error. I think trying to knock it through, but he didn't knock it all the way. Betheris stole it.
Didn't see it. They go away. Didn't see it. No. Free kick against you, Anthony.
Goods has been put down. It'll be a free kick in the middle of the ground to Sydney.
Free kick to Sydney in the middle of the ground. There was a big melee after that goal, and Goods got put down. The resultant free kick goes to Sydney as Maxfield goes to half forward. Good kick finds Schneider.
He was good last week, this little fella.
Exciting young talent, nominated as the rising star from round 5, and his kick finds Hall.
Now he's just got to settle down and go back and kick a goal. Nick Davis was good in that bit of play. He put a bit of protection on, and Malloy coming from the field, maybe he was the one who put... We'll have a look at it. And we see Malloy and Rocker standing over Goods, and that's why the free kick was given.
Barry Hall down the other end, hasn't bothered the scorers so far. And this is worth only a point. So for all the good work early, Sydney, they only lead by 5 points as we near quarter time.
Magpies have done well to get back. Loney, neatly. Prestigiacomo gives it back to him, and his kicking can be devastating. He's gone to a 1-on-2 though.
As Kinnear just came on to replace Malloy. And you're right, Tim, they'll give the ball to Loney at every opportunity because he's such a good kick.
Ben Kinnear back in Collingwood seniors for the first time since round 3 last year. Fraser and Mickeljohn. Nicely worked out by Kirk to Jude Bolton. McKee should get there. Hall met him well. Or did he? It's a free kick to Collingwood.
Give it to him. Easy. Quick, give it to him. Get it. Clear it out. Clear it out. Give him the ball. Give him the ball. Get away.
Well, interesting one that.
Gee, there's nothing in that
What was
at
the
all,
free
was
kick
there?
for?
Well, I don't know.
That's really harsh on Hall. So Collingwood clear through a lucky free kick. Lucuria through about 3 pairs of hands. Barry tries to split the pack, does so nicely in the end. To Kennelly, to Maxfield, but he'll run out of time. Oh, an eventful first quarter in all sorts of way here at the Telstra Dome. And at quarter time it is Sydney 4-2-26 leading Collingwood 3-3-21. A quarter of 2 halves, Robert Walls.
Well, it was, and the midfield of Sydney got on top. That was the big thing. We had Matthews with 9 disposals, Creswell, Bolton and Maxfield with 6. Goods was lively across half forward, and we see Barry Hall in picture talking to the umpire. He's probably saying, well, how come the free kick went to McKee back there, because there wasn't too much in that. But look, I think it's a terrific start by Sydney, and Collingwood certainly know that they're in for a game.
So quarter time here at the Telstra Dome, this round 6 match. It's the Sydney Swans leading Collingwood by 5 points.
He's got something special with that pace of his, and it looks as if Nick Davis with the white boots might be starting in at the centre bounce. Now, I reckon this will be the first time that he's done that with Sydney, but I think it's good coaching by Paul Roos. It just frees him up a little bit. It's hard to always play as a forward with a defender breathing down your neck. It's nice to get a taste of freedom, and he's a creative player. I don't know whether he's got the engine to be able to go for any distance in that midfield role, but it's something he should work on and aspire to.
Let's go to Jared Waitley.
Quarters, Michael O'Loughlin was the query for the Swans. He spent the last 10 minutes of the first quarter on the bench doing some groin stretches after receiving a knock. He did return in the dying seconds of the quarter. He has got the medical all clear. Paul Roos, he was delighted with the way they started. The focus all week was to pick up where they'd left off last week. Mick Malthouse not so happy. Jared Malloy, he's done his time. He's back on the field.
So we start this second term. It's the Swans with their noses in front by just 5 points. Poor bounce favours McKee. Buckley, as always, right in the thick of the action.
Okay, back. So keep your eyes open. Straight back, straight back.
So secondary bounce. Ball got first hand to it. Matthews has been good in the clinches, and his kick's good too. It finds Jude Bolton at half forward.
Yeah, he's been playing on Woden, both of them playing on the wing.
He's got a runner out wide, thought about it.
Gee, Goods is in the goal square screaming at him to kick it long. Goods is prepared to back himself against Cloak.
And that's the direction he kicks in. Goods attacks at beginning. In front was Hall. Barry might get it in the end. He's tackled well by Williams. He just throws him to the ground like a rag doll. And we'll have a throw in. Well, there was some controlled aggression Paul Roos was calling for.
I think he was controlled because he had his arms pinned.
Look at this. That's strength.
Swans attacking. Hall, beautifully done, can cap off a great play. Swans by 11 points.
Well, he can ruck. That's the thing about this big fella. There is no doubt. And just look at the strength. Just with a bit of a bump, he got McKee out of the way. He caught the throw in, and then he was out the back door, put the ball on the angle, did everything right. And I reckon he'd be pretty happy about that because he hasn't had too much go his way so far. And there, down in the goal square at full forwards, O'Loughlin doesn't look happy at all.
So some brute strength from Barry Hall sees the Swans lead by 11 points. Betheris. Didak. Out to the wing, finds Johnson. Johnson, a little one on the left. To Loney at half forward. Decides to concede some ground and go back to Didak. That's a good pass to Betheris, just couldn't hang on to it. Williams is at the bottom of the pack. Crouch. Now Kennelly. Williams again feed it out. Did it well in the end. Now the kick into space. Fraser takes the diving mark. So fed out the ball beautifully. Collingwood, almost like a rugby union move, that one.
Yeah, I think some of the players almost stopped. They thought it was time for a bounce down, but nowadays you just cannot afford to stop.
In fact,
Brodie Holland got that chip pass out.
And Scott Burns' disposal of the ball to get it out, very rugby union.
So Josh Fraser is having a shot at goal. 45-degree angle. Will be kicking from about 48 metres out. He's kicked 2 goals in his 3 games this season. Drop punt, looks perfect, and he splits the middle. Well, that's a confidence builder, Robert, for Josh Fraser.
Well, it is, and he's been starting in the forward line. He'll now move into the ruck, but we'll have a look at Burns. On the blind side of the umpire, I'd suggest, but that's okay, it happens. And a nice pass by Holland to Fraser. Craig Bolton, his opponent, they've been playing with a tall forward line, the Magpies. They've got Fraser and Tarrant and Rocker up forward.
Didn't hold the mark.
Josh Fraser puts Collingwood within 5 points. They were lucky. A little throw from Scott Burns unnoticed, and Fraser scarcely held that mark. No takeaway. We'll have another go. We've got the matchups right as far as which ends they're going to in this second quarter. The Swans to the Lockett end, Collingwood to the Coventry end.
There's Steve McKee getting attention. He got a knock to the nose in that last ruck contest. That's why Fraser is now doing the ruck work.
With that crowd around umpire Corin Rowe. Ball outboxed Fraser, but then couldn't get into the contest himself. Betheris been lively early, but another ball up.
Yeah, Sydney's always been a good tackling team, Tim, and I think part of the reason is because they are in a rugby league state, and they always get the rugby league players to come down and take them for tackling sessions.
A Tommy Hafey tradition that lives on.
It continues on.
Down it goes in the middle. It's Fraser against Ball. Knock it out is the instruction from the umpire.
Nah, mine again.
And just as Collingwood are off to the races, umpire comes in and says, "I'll bounce."
Thanks, Jared.
So it's the Swans by 5 points. Once again, Fraser will contest this one with McKee off. And he's up against Ball. Bounce favours Ball, who smashes it forward. Collingwood will get there first. Buckley. And a couple of options in the midfield, but he decides to go backwards to Cloak. Now he weighs up his options. He decides to switch, and it's not a bad kick. It's a bit of a wobbly one, but plenty of time for Woden to gather. From a standing start, he looks for Didak, and that's a strong mark overhead.
No. You're hanging on to him.
Alan Didak. Lead comes from Tarrant, but chipping in front is Barry, and he knocks it over the line.
That was a good spoil and a courageous spoil by Barry. You see his teammate ruffles the hair in acknowledgement of it. And Powell, the youngster, Wolf, Micklejohn and Fosdyke on the bench.
Looks like a throwback from the 70s, doesn't he, Powell?
19-year-old from Lavington. Malloy levering it out. Woden. Buckley trying some rugby tactics of his own. Malloy. Well wrapped up. Good contest. Free kick, is there, or is it going to be a ball up? It looked like a ball up from here, and it is.
He worked pretty hard to get the free kick there, Jared Malloy. Maybe he should have. Let's have a look. It took about 3 to hold him up, didn't it?
Well, it is a bit of a rugby contest in this quarter, early. Rocker imposing himself. Burns, well smothered. Tight contest. That was Kennelly coming across Burns. And where's the next score going to come from? The game really has become a tight, scrapping affair.
Rocker pitted against Ball. Give that one to Rocker. Again, Malloy tries to bust through the pack. Shawbull. Knocked off the ball was Creswell, and the kick only went as far as Buckley.
He's got a long kick to Tarrant. This is where they hold up, make a bit of space. They block for each other, the Collingwood forwards. And you can see what Buckley's got in front of him.
Tarrant's one of them, but it just dropped a little bit short. Saddington couldn't hang on to it. Creswell under pressure to Matthews. Beautiful chase by Locken, but the umpire says in the back.
Push in the back.
So Sydney almost ran themselves into trouble. Now Matthews will clear. Looking for and finding Saddington.
Saddington playing on Tarrant.
Good contest too.
It is a good matchup, that one.
Hall has run right down to the wing. Pass wasn't all that good. Soccer off the ground. And that's out on the full. Free kick to Sydney at half-back.
Don't know whether those frees at 46-10 were quite right at this early stage of the second quarter. But that score, I can assure you, is accurate. Sydney by 5 points. Here's Goods from the side. Loads of flair. Prestigiacomo, Woden, Buckley, Collingwood having to work. Eventually Presti is able to just unload the ball forward without too much finesse. And so another stoppage.
Up the other end of the ground, Tim O'Loughlin at full forward. He really hasn't been involved in a contest. I'm looking forward to seeing how he moves, because I just get the feeling that he's really struggling.
Yeah, he looked in good touch early until he got that knock. Ball leans over the top. Kirk helps it forward. There's the raging bull Malloy. Got a little tap to Batheris. Now Kennelly shows a bit of dash to half forward. Davis gets another Collingwood warm welcome. Kennelly follows up the ball. Schneider got some class, this young kid. Breaks a couple of tackles. Beautifully done. Back to Kennelly once again. Tiger load up from 48 into the goal square. Prestigiacomo concedes the rush behind.
Yeah, Barry Hall saying, set it up high, give me a chance to mark it.
Gee, Kennelly is developing rapidly, isn't he?
Oh, he is. I think he's going to be a very good player.
Clement, lovely long ball for Rocker. Beautiful play by Collingwood. The long kick and the big man there to mark it. And that's a good delivery to release Burns if it'll just roll for him. Where's the handle? Now, Collingwood still there with a chance. Tarrant can't fly. Wisely weighted down. Crouch the spill. Fosdyke wide. Will just hang in play. Rocker another go. Shawble sees it over. Right on the wing. Still the Swans by 6 points. And there hasn't been a score for some little time.
They throw in. Ball to the front. Rocker from behind. Buckley. And another stalemate here on the Docklands wing. Started 12 and a half minutes remaining in the second term. Sydney 33, Collingwood 27.
Watch out. Go back, go back.
Umpire Sheehan in his 350th, issuing the instructions. Rocker having a good second quarter. This is Holland. Tarrant's got to beat two. Couldn't do so. Shawble. Two Collingwood players collide off the ball. They're okay though. Now Barry just runs through the middle, shows a lot of speed. Got to give it off now to Williams. Sells the dummy. Now goes short to Schneider. Ooh. He can run on. Schneider loads up. We've seen him do it before. He's got one.
Now that is a special bit of play. That is a special bit of play, because when he took that mark, 99% of players would have stopped. He backed himself to play on. And we'll have a look at it here. This is Leo Barry. He got into trouble because he can't kick on his right foot. Desperately tried to get onto his left. In the end, panicked. Got the way the handball to Williams. And we'll just see this pass of Williams to Schneider. And he backed his pace. And it was against Ben Johnson, one of the quickest players in Collingwood's team. Well done.
Well, in only his sixth game, we've already seen Adam Schneider loves a goal and can kick a goal. And what an exciting young talent as Sydney lead by 2 straight kicks.
Buckley wins it forward for the Magpies. Shawble does it efficiently on Rocker. Williams and Williams. That might be a push in the back. Boy, there was one paid for less earlier. The Swans lucky to get away with it this time. Finally, Collingwood's Williams. Little nudge forward, but Saddington led Tarrant to it. Maxfield under the pump. So is Barry. And Collingwood have a chance. Tarrant misses. Swans by 11 points.
Gee, they worked hard there, Collingwood. The Collingwood forwards worked so hard, and he just couldn't finish it off. Did the hard stuff, the easy stuff, which was to finish off with the goal. He fell away, but they play an exciting brand of football, Sydney. They really work to keep the ball alive, set each other up for run and carry. They'll get into trouble doing it at times, but they'll also cause a lot of trouble to opposition teams.
Maxfield goes to short option to Saddington. He finds Barry. He kicks to the wing, looking for Goods. Got a fist on it. Cloak. Didak. Now he switches, and it's a beautiful kick too. Finds Williams free, who chips it short to Locken. That was a real hamstring tester, and Locken's taken the mark and will line up Matthew Locken for his first goal in league football.
Well, he came across from Adelaide and played the early games of the season in the back line, so we don't know whether he's an accurate kick or not.
5 games in Magpie colours. Matthew Locken lining up for his first goal in AFL footy. And he likes it. So Matthew Locken is on the scoreboard in his AFL career. And it's 39 playing 34. The Swans by just 5 points.
And Jason Cloak just breaks away. He's been playing across half-back on Goods. Williams, who's been playing wide out on that wing. Little chip pass.
Matthew Locken, having kicked his first goal in the big league, looks to have a good temperament. He steps straight into it in round 1 as though he'd been doing it for years. Another bad bounce, burns the kick forward, but Kennelly doing good things for the Swans. Sets up Goods in space. But Collingwood surrounded. Clement to Woden, and a well-placed kick here for Betheris. 2-on-1, Williams. But that's to a 1-on-2. And Saddington, Tarrant's opponent, waited for it at the back, and the Swans are away.
And that's how they use Goods as a ruckman, Tim. He really gets plenty of ball.
Barry for Hall, and he's got it. Yes, he has. Good, strong lead and grab. Has he got a strong enough kick with the man on the mark at 53? It's long. Not quite long enough. Woden just got enough nudge onto it so that Schneider couldn't nudge it through with the boot. The Swans lead by a straight kick.
Now, Woden played on to himself, but umpire says come back and do it again.
Yeah, I think the goal umpire hadn't finished waving the flags. Ball, the Sydney ruckman, he's gone to full forward, which means Goods will now ruck. And I reckon that's a good way to go in the last part of a quarter. Because Goods is so fit, and we've already seen him pick up a couple of disposals in the last couple of minutes of play.
Swans by 1 straight kick. Johnson chooses the city side of the ground, and it's a perfect kick. Prestigiacomo to the running Loney. This is a good build-up from Collingwood here. Loney takes the ball to the wing. Rocker provides the lead and gets there. He's got Holland free at centre-half forward if he can spot him. Locken screams for the ball.
Nick Malthouse has taken Josh Fraser off, brought Kinnear on. I would think that Kinnear will just run with Adam Goods for the rest of the quarter.
Rocker goes back to centre-half back to Prestigiacomo, so the Magpies build again. Swans have got the flood going, and he fined Buckley, no. Burns, tackled by Davis, got the handball to the Kinnear. Williams to Betheris, run down, got to be a free kick to Sydney.
Good tackling again.
Sterling, your kick, holding the ball. You're right, you're right.
Swans a little lucky to get away with a tackle on Kinnear, though, that looked high. Maxfield wide for Barry, having lots of it across half-back. Gets himself into some bother here, running onto his right side and doesn't want to kick. And puts Davis under the hammer. Have another go, Leo. Fosdyke Crouch now, season opening, threads the eye of the needle and does well to Creswell. Rising 32 in his last season.
Got your heart in your mouth, Robert, haven't you?
If Leo Barry could kick right foot, it'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Ball the target. Crumbing is the dangerous Schneider and Jude Bolton. Ambitious shot. Brilliant kick. O'Loughlin goals.
It was a brilliant kick, all right, Tim. Jude Bolton's kick from wide out on that half-forward flank was an absolute ripper. And in the end, it was made easy for Michael O'Loughlin. Let's have a look at him here. He's got plenty of toe. Puts the ball on the angle. Gee, that's a good kick. And O'Loughlin, who's feeling sorry for himself, he'll be feeling a lot happier after that.
Josh Fraser sitting down for a break. It's Sydney by 2 goals. 19 minutes have ticked over in this second term. It's Rocker against Goods. There's Kennelly. Well done by Batheris. Now Williams attacks it. Well done. Taloni to the captain. And Buckley kicks it into space. Getting there first to be Tarrant. Didn't get the kindness of bounces. Good hard play by Crouch. Forced the turnover. Now Saddington. Sweeping handball to Maxfield on centre wing. Stuart Maxfield got plenty of time to measure the kick. Goes short to Williams.
He's got the long option in ball, the leading player in O'Loughlin.
O'Loughlin into the pocket. Williams kicks in his direction and it's perfect.
If we go back a couple of plays, Stephen, and Jared Crouch across half-back attacked that ball at ground level. He was against Didak. Gee, it was good play. And you can see O'Loughlin just gets away from Clement and able to take an easy chest mark.
So O'Loughlin's got 2. This is a tough kick, but he's on his correct side. He's going to be kicking from about 45 metres out, a couple of metres in from the boundary line. Looking to load off, perhaps. He's going to have a shot. And Michael O'Loughlin just improves the angle slightly. It's not a bad attempt, but just misses to the left. 1 behind. So he's got 2-1 for the evening, Michael O'Loughlin. And the Swans lead by 13 points. 20 minutes gone, second term.
There's Kinnear in picture, 28 for Collingwood.
Lucuria feeding to Buckley. Collingwood with their hands full here. And the Swans can build again. Kennelly. Hall, or rather, it is Hall. Now Williams. Who's that meant for? Provided Nick Davis with the run at Malloy, but he wasn't able to capitalise. And Malloy has Batheris in space. Collingwood's turn. Now Kinnear, he who hesitates, is almost lost. Batheris, sloppy. Jude Bolton. Barry again. Oh, that's ambitious. Just got rid of it. Bolton helps him out. Maxfield, tremendous tussle. Matthews and Kennelly again. Likes to run. Lovely delivery to Hall. Good stuff by the Swans.
Brilliant kick.
Too far out. Here's O'Loughlin again. And Hall rams it into his breastbone.
And plenty of high fives in the centre square between the Sydney players because they took that ball forward well. And gee, bullet-like pass from Kennelly and another sharp kick from Barry Hall. O'Loughlin didn't look comfortable with that last shot at goal. This time he's a little bit closer in and the angle's opened up. He just needs to settle down and put it through. It's amazing because for the first 20 minutes of this quarter he didn't go near the ball. All of a sudden he can be the one who puts them well in front at half-time.
Is this for a 19-point break? And he fritters this one away as well, both on the near side.
Yeah, not comfortable at all with the set shots.
Well, Woden, the designated kicker-inner, goes short to Buckley. The kick just comes off as he finds Clement just inside his own defensive 50. So it's the Swans by 14 points. By Woden. To Prestigiacomo as the Magpies build. Betheris is doing the hard running. In fact, it's Lucuria, my apologies. On the left, inside 50. That's a beautiful kick from Paul Lucuria. And the mark's taken by Rocker. And he's going to be kicking from about 51 metres out. And this is well within his range, Robert Walls.
Oh, the distance, no problem. And Lucuria's kick a beauty. But their marking forwards haven't been taking too many marks. That's Rocker's fourth mark. He's been going okay. But Chris Tarrant, who averages 10 marks a game, has taken one to this stage. A lot of credit to Saddington, his opponent.
So Anthony Rocker gives it plenty of height. Won't make the distance. Off hands. Over the head. Oh! Mark McGough, was it? Has hit the post. Oh!
It's like Doug Wade.
Oh! That would have been unbelievable.
Wait for the flag, Ty.
Yeah, and you hear the umpires saying, wait for the flag to be waved. That's the second time in this first half that that's happened.
Kennelly still entrusted with the kicking in drill and plays this one to himself and thumps it very long in the Goods direction. What a mark! Oh, there's flair just oozing out of him. Swans playing some exciting footy mixed with some really doer fighting stuff.
He's one to back for the Brownlow, Adam Goods.
Crouch and Maxfield. Swans by 13 points. That's a pretty well-placed kick for Fosdyke. Burns, the old pro. A couple of old Norwood pros. Burns does well for the running Loney. Got him at maximum speed. Beautifully done. And now Rocker. I think the distance beyond him from the wing. Slots it beautifully to Tarrant. Still a long way out.
Just his second mark.
Didak gave him something. Umpire says he's played on now. Loney just too far. There's a lovely long kick. Malloy one grab. Shawball did okay. Margin is 12 points close to half-time.
Rupert Betheris on the bench, and we'll have a look at this Specky. Leaps early, actually takes it as he's almost landed.
From the kick in, this is Craig Bolton. Good kick to the wing, finds Fosdyke.
Just bring it back around. Thank you.
Nick Fosdyke on centre wing. Hall provides the lead. It's ignored.
Mickle-John on to replace Ball.
And he kicks in the Mickle-John direction. Got to the front posse, but couldn't hold the mark. McKee. Johnson. Doing the roving nicely is O'Brien. To Buckley. Puts him well and truly under the pump. That'll be a bounce.
Gee, another good tackle.
Thank you. Yeah, not prior opportunity, though. Good to...
15 disposals to Nathan Buckley. There's Saddington, who's doing a really good job on Tarrant and playing him from well in front. We know that Tarrant takes most of his marks on the lead in space, so he's just denying him that run at the ball.
Goods beating Kinnear, releasing Davis. Chorus of boos again. And Hall to Kirk. Chance here for the Swans. O'Loughlin was held. Yes. Clear free kick. Advantage paid. Goods kicks the goal. And the Swans stretch their lead to 18 points.
And Michael O'Loughlin is pretty hot at the moment. Clement quite concerned about him. Definitely infringed. We'll see the long kick from Kirk. Oh, he's caught him by the jumper at the back of the neck. Definite free kick. And there's the mobile ruckman finishing off.
So a 3-goal buffer in favour of Sydney as we near half-time.
This is Kinnear doing the ruck work for Collingwood.
Against Goods. Goods got the tap. Bolton at the bottom of the pack.
Get it out.
Get it out, says the umpire.
Easy, come on.
Woden.
Come on, easy.
And we'll have another ball up.
And I think Big Anthony's moved in. He's at centre-half forward, and he says to Kinnear, get out of the way, I'll show you how to do it. I think Anthony's their best ruckman.
The Rocker wins it again. But time beats Collingwood. So at the major break here at the Telstra Dome, it is Sydney with the ascendancy, leading by 3 goals, 8-6, playing 5-6.
Just think, watching that first half of football, to me the thing that stands out is the pace of Sydney against the lack of pace of Collingwood. When Sydney get it and run, they really make things happen. Collingwood, on the other hand, are not quick, and when they get the footy, they just chip it around. They don't get it into their forward line quick enough. And when you've got players like Tarrant only getting 2 marks in half a game of football, you know that the Sydney midfield is well on top.